So the housekeeping I normally do at the top of a video is going to be done after the thing, so let's just go ahead and roll the thing. Hey guys, Sean here. So this is going to be a Marvel Collector's Core unboxing video. And I know what you're saying, Sean, didn't you separate those unboxing videos from your actual numbered vlogs? And yes, I did, but there are a few reasons why I'm doing this one as part of my numbered vlog. Number one of the main reasons I started doing the Marvel Collector's Core unboxing videos separate from the numbered vlogs is because they're kind of time sensitive. Like, when I got the box, I always wanted to put up the video that night, and since I released the numbered vlogs every Saturday at 8 p.m., if I got the box on Monday, it would be like an entire week almost before the video went out. And so I wanted to have the more, like, here it is now instead of 5 days later with this. Now, this Marvel Collector's Core box I got yesterday, so it doesn't really matter. Number two, I had no idea what I wanted to do for a video this week, so this actually ends up being pretty good. So really, this is more out of creative laziness than anything, but there is also a third reason, and that is that this is most likely the last Marvel Collector's Core box or even Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty box that I will ever receive. As I stated in a previous video, Funko is discontinuing the annual subscription portion of Marvel Collector's Core and Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty, and they're actually refunding the money that is left over for both of those subscriptions. And if you want to get one of these boxes now, you just have to buy it individually every 2 months when they come out. I personally like the subscription service of it, and I don't want to have to buy one every 2 months. Well, actually every month, because they overlap. It's Star Wars 1 month and then Marvel the next month. And also, to be quite honest, this is a good stopping point, which I needed, because it's just too much. I have an entire just shelving unit over there that I had to get at Target that is dedicated to just Marvel and Star Wars Funko Pops. And it needs to stop. So this is a good place to stop. So without further ado, let's get into this Marvel Collector's Core unboxing. But first, for the last time, sadly, because I really love this intro, let's go ahead and roll the other thing. It is funny, I do say that I really love that because I think it's one of the best things that I have on this channel, but I didn't create it, really. It was just a template from videoblocks.com. I just put the pictures in and the text. That's the template did everything else. And there are flaws in it that I see now that I'm like, I don't like that. And I could make a better one at this point. But I digress. Let's get into this. The Animal Instinct Marvel Collector's Core box. This is the, what month is it? It's February. So this would be the February 2018 box. Let's hold for a thumbnail. Okay. Now I am slightly surprised at this being Animal Instinct. I figured it would be just Black Panther because the Black Panther just came out. It's a huge phenomenon. So why wouldn't they just make this box a Black Panther box and not Animal Instincts? I'm sure that pretty much everything in here is probably in some way associated with Black Panther, but it's just weird that they couldn't just straight up say, hey, this is a Black Panther box. So let's go ahead, open it up, and see what is inside. And right off the top here, I see it is not. The very first thing here is a patch, which if you've watched any of these videos of mine, you know how much I love the patch and the pin, even though they don't put them in every box anymore. But they did put a patch in this one, and it is of Squirrel Girl. She has a green background on her, so that is going to be interesting because of the chroma key. You know what? Here, let me hold this up to the camera and get rid of the chroma key for a second so you can see what it actually looks like. and we'll bring it back. Next up, there is a pen and notepad set. So this notepad has Rocket Raccoon on it, and then the pen has Rocket Raccoon on it. I have a pen like this that has a Chewbacca on top of it at work, so I will take this to work as well and have it at work. It says Rocket on it, the Rocket Raccoon. Next up is the t-shirt, so let's go ahead and open it up. And this is a Howard the Duck t-shirt. Can I get it in there? Yes, it looks more like a detective noir-ish Howard the Duck. It's not Funko in any way, so I like that. And yeah, it's really neat. It's kind of a more serious Howard the Duck. I really like that. And then the last in here, there are two figures. I'm not exactly sure if one of them is a pop or not, but we will see when we get it out. First off, there is a pop here of Rhino. Of course, the famous Spider-Man villain. There is what he looks like there. Here you can see some other pops that are available. And as always, Marvel Collector's Corps exclusive. And he's a bobbler too. He's got a bobblehead. That's the weird thing, as I don't know how they decide if they're bobbleheads or not, but this one's a bobblehead. And the last thing is Black Panther. It is a Black Panther wobbler. I have never seen a wobbler before. Basically, it looks like it's a Funko Pop with a larger body than normal Funko Pops. So like here, if you look, normal Funko Pops have more of like a squat body with like shorter dimensions and all that, whereas this one is more lanky, has longer limbs, the torso is a little smaller. It's more stylized. Well, I mean, they're both stylized, but yeah, apparently it glows in the dark too, so that's cool. It's completely different than every other Funko thing that I have, so I didn't even know this was a thing. But it is Black Panther, and that is it. That is all the stuff. So to recap, there was the Squirrel Girl patch, there is the Rocket Raccoon pen and notepad, there is the Howard the Duck t-shirt, and then the Rhino Funko Pop, and the Black Panther Funko Wobbler. I bet when Black Panther came out and became such the phenomenon that it is, that they were probably like, oh man, why didn't we just make that all Black Panther? Don't get me wrong, I love Squirrel Girl, and Rocket Raccoon is cool, and I like the Howard the Duck t-shirt, and Rhino is, Rhino's always good, and I like this, but it would have been cool if this was all Black Panther. I mean, pretty much every Marvel Collector's Corps box that comes out around a movie is themed on that movie, and this is the first time they didn't do that. So I generally don't get political on this channel because it causes just so many things that are against what I just want to have fun here. But this is what people talk about when they talk about representation. Every time a Funko box comes out around a movie, it is themed to the movie, except for when the movie is based around a black superhero. Now, do I think that Funko was like, well, if we're going to release this box, we got to make sure that we get some white people in there because people might get upset? No, I don't think that that was their actual intent, but it just speaks volumes that that's what they ended up doing. For whatever reason, they didn't think that having a box completely based on Black Panther would be a good idea. But why wouldn't it? People love Black Panther. It's not like he just came out of nowhere, so they didn't know, well, we don't know if people actually like Black Panther. He was in Civil War, he was like hugely popular in Civil War, and he's been around since 1966. I actually know someone who's named after him, and he's in his 40s, so he has been a big deal for quite some time. And the fact that Funko was like, no, we can't do a box just purely based on Black Panther. No, we can't do that. It proves the point. And I know what some of you are thinking, well, maybe they shouldn't have named their comic book character after a radicalized socialist group that causes problems all over the country. Well, okay, all of that aside, because I don't even want to get into that. I don't want to get into the Black Panther Party and what they stand for and what they've done compared to what people actually think they've done and all of that, but that's neither here nor there. forget about all of that part. Let's just talk about the fact that there is a group called the Black Panthers that some people see in a very negative light. Let's talk about the Black Panther character for a second here. Number one, created 1966, the same year as the Black Panther Party. Black Panther Party was founded in October of 66. The Black Panther comic book character was created in July of 1966. So he's not named after them, they're named after him. And number two, Black Panther was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, two of the whitest men on the planet, but two of the most socially active people on the planet. Why did they do it? Well, because the Jim Crow laws had just been repealed a year before, and not much had changed yet. So that's why they created this character. I don't know, it's disappointing that this is what they did. There's a part of me that thinks you should just leave all this out of this video, but that's part of the problem, is people not willing to say anything. I'm just not good at articulating these things, because these things are all around us, and a lot of us don't see them because they don't affect us in negative ways. They affect us in positive ways. There was a video a few months ago that went viral of a group of black men that were walking out of a theater, and they saw this huge poster of Black Panther, and they filmed themselves reacting to it and being all like, look, we're being represented. And actually I read a story about it, and what had happened originally is when they walked out of the theater, there was a black man and his children there, and they were talking about, and he was telling his children about like how important this was. Like, look at you, you're being represented here. This is a big deal. And so then they filmed this video of them reacting to it. And one of them said, is this what white people feel like all the time? Because, you know, they're seeing themselves being represented in the movies this way? And the answer is no. Because it's just so common to us that it's not a big deal. And that was one of the things that I was thinking about when I was watching Black Panther, of I will never get that feeling in my life. The way they were feeling watching that movie must have been just so incredible. But I will never get that feeling, because like every movie is that. There's what, 18 Marvel movies before that where I can be like, hooray, white people are the best, look at how awesome we are. And so it's diluted, it means nothing. I had the same feeling when I saw Wonder Woman. When I went and saw Wonder Woman, unbeknownst to me at the time, I actually found out like the next day, the theater was full of female voice actors, some of which I greatly respect and would have absolutely loved meeting at the time. But just hearing their cheering and their reactions to all of the scenes in it, it was like, man, I will never feel this. Because it's not rare to me. I'm represented in 90% of action movies. Well, anyway, I guess this did end up being more of a vlog than a Marvel Collector's Core unboxing video, because of all of the political, social stuff that I had to get off my chest, I guess. I don't know. I was not expecting that to happen when I started this video, but that's what happened. I'm glad the main thing in here was Black Panther related, but it should have all been Black Panther related. I wouldn't be surprised if the next Marvel Collector's Core box is actually, well, no, wait. No, the next one has to be Infinity War related, because they can't not represent that one, because that's what the past 10 years has been building up to. Anyway, that's going to do it for me this week. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more of the crazy crap that goes on around here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to help support the crazy crap that goes on around here, go ahead and hit up my Patreon. And with that, have a good however long it is until you watch my next video.